You know, we're living through a fundamental shift in medicine right now. A change so big, people are calling it the next great inflection point. So let's dive in and explore what that really means and why it matters to every single one of us. To really get a sense of how far we've come, just let this quote sink in for a second. It's so easy to take a procedure like a C-section for granted, isn't it? But just 200 years ago, it just wasn't an option. It's a pretty stark reminder of how dramatically our world has changed, and how recently.
And this isn't some kind of ancient history either. I mean, think about the ultrasound. It's a cornerstone of modern pregnancy care, but it's only been in routine use for about 30 years. Modern medicine, the way we know it today, is actually shockingly young. It's been built on a series of these incredible, life-saving leaps forward.
So to really understand where we're heading, we've got to look back at the journey so far. There have been 4 truly monumental leaps in the last 2 centuries that completely reshaped medicine and, well, dramatically increased how long we live.
I want you to think of medical history like this road. Each major turn you see represents a brand new discovery, a totally new way of thinking about our health and about disease. This is the path that's brought us all the way to today. Okay, so our journey kicks off way back in 1854. A guy named John Snow literally maps a cholera outbreak in London, which leads to germ theory, this radical idea that tiny, invisible things can actually make us sick. Then, fast forward to the mid-20th century and pharmacology just explodes, giving us the tools to manage chronic diseases. The third big leap? Immunotherapy. This is where we figured out how to teach our own immune systems to hunt down and kill cancer cells, a total game changer. And most recently, the race for the COVID vaccine showed us the incredible power of translational medicine, getting these breakthroughs from the lab to patients faster than ever thought possible. And that brings us to right now. We are standing at the next major turn in this road. We are literally living through the 5th great inflection point in modern medicine. And this one is being driven entirely by artificial intelligence.
So what do we really mean by an inflection point? Well, it's not just a small improvement. We're talking about a moment of dramatic, fundamental change where the old rules just don't apply anymore. It sets us on a completely new path. It's not about building a faster horse, it's about inventing the car. And that's what AI is for healthcare.
Now, here's the crucial point. This is not about doctors versus machines. Not at all. It's about creating an incredibly powerful partnership. Doctors bring things that are irreplaceable: empathy, complex judgment, intuition. But AI brings a totally different set of skills to the table. The ability to analyze massive, and I mean massive, data sets, spot patterns a human eye might miss, and apply just sheer computational power. You put those two together, and you have a truly formidable team.
Now, if you're thinking this all sounds a little bit like science fiction, well, the numbers tell a very, very different story. Let's take a look at the data, because it paints an unmistakably clear picture of this revolution already in progress.
Take a look at this number, 26.97%. Just let that sit there for a second. What could that possibly represent? It's a single, very specific statistic that tells you everything you need to know about the incredible momentum behind this whole shift. That number? That's the annual growth in research publications on AI in healthcare, and this chart right here shows you exactly what that looks like. From just a handful of studies back in 2015, the field has absolutely exploded. This is not gentle slope, folks. This is a rocket ship. It shows that the interest and the investment in this area are just skyrocketing.
And that incredible growth rate, it adds up to nearly 23,000 research papers in just 10 years. That is a massive body of evidence and innovation. It proves that the global scientific community isn't just kind of interested in AI for medicine. They are all in.
So with all this incredible momentum, you've got to ask, what comes next? Where is this AI revolution actually taking hold and making the biggest impact today? Let's take a look at who's leading the charge.
What's really interesting is that this isn't happening everywhere all at once. The clear pioneers are fields like radiology and pathology. And when you think about it, that makes perfect sense. These specialties are all about recognizing super subtle patterns in complex visual data, like an MRI scan or a tissue sample. It's a task that is basically tailor-made for an AI that can analyze millions of images without ever getting tired. Other areas are still playing catch-up, but these fields are the ones blazing the trail.
So, here we are, back on our road. We've traveled all the way from germ theory to immunotherapy, and now we're rounding a brand new sharp turn, one that's powered by AI.
The question isn't if this shift is happening. It absolutely is. The real question is, what will medicine even look like on the other side of this turn? What problems that seem impossible today will be solvable tomorrow? Well, that's a future we are all about to discover together.